Hey everyone, quick market update today. Hasn't been a hugely influential, eventful, I should say, day, which is kind of rare, I guess, in crypto. But yeah, it doesn't feel like a lot's been happening. Things started out pretty bullish, and then we just kind of degraded into chop and some downward price action. So yeah, non-farm payrolls came in the other day, which is interesting. We'll just go through this macro shit kind of quickly. Not really a macro genius, but just seems like it matters at the moment because we're all waiting for liquidity to come in. So with non-farm payrolls being revised down massively, that basically means the US is not adding as many jobs as people initially or projected that they would be adding. Biggest downward revision since 2009, obviously directly after the great financial crisis. So potentially not a great result there. But at the same time, we had retail sales report come in quite bullish the other day as a sort of counterpoint to the idea that the US is sliding into recession. So there is retail demand. And if the job market's slowing, maybe that is down to the Fed running tight and there's just not enough corporate credits around. I don't know. Let's wait and see what happens at Jackson Hole tomorrow. Obviously, Jackson Hole being one of the biggest sort of central bank events of the year. Powell will be giving a speech tomorrow, and everybody's waiting to hear what he's going to say around sort of rate cuts and easing and whatnot. So yeah, if there's demand in the economy, but job growth is slowing. Also, what we had today was PMI came in, which is made up of services and manufacturing. Manufacturing was below expectations. Services were above expectations. You can see there's been a dump in TradFi, a little dump in Bitcoin, mostly in TradFi. Probably down to this, a little sort of 8% pump on the VIX. But this is pretty much in line with the trend where services PMI is trending up over the very long term, secular growth in services, secular decline in manufacturing. So, yeah, I don't know. Doesn't seem like a huge deal to me, but the VIX did give a little sympathy pump for that news. I presume it was down to that. And then obviously we saw this dump in the S&P and a similar dump in the NASDAQ. Pretty oversold, low time frame, probably going to bounce here. What was interesting to me, oh yeah, and then I just looked at XLU because I figure if there is recessionary, if the chance of recession is increasing, then you're going to see guys piling into XLU, which is one of the risk-off plays. DXY is another sign of risk-off. We'll look at that in a mo. That was due for a bounce anyway. But yeah, nobody's piling into XLU. It still looks kind of toppy to me. Huge bear div over here. RSI going lower as price double tops. This looks like it's going to roll over to me. So risk of recession in terms of real action in the markets, it doesn't look like it's increasing to me, which is a good thing. That's comp. We'll look at that in a minute. That was today's newsletter chart. Bitcoin. So this morning I long Bitcoin, and I'll just go through the reasoning for that quickly. I did kind of discuss it in the Baboon Saloon and in my normal channel. So yeah, basically this whole consolidation, this is the daily chart. We've been having these 10, 20 MA crosses. I've been using this a lot lately because it kind of works pretty well. So let's just mark these out very quickly. This was a short entry. Let's make that red. Again, we got a short entry over here. Again, we got a short entry over here. And these are good entries. And then let's just mark out the long So you would close your shorts here, gone long. Let's make that guy green. Same deal here, close your short, go long. So these have been good trades. And we've got another signal here. Let's mark that. So yeah, today, basically with this big green dildo of a daily candle yesterday, super bullish candle, especially after this very bearish candle the day before, to see the market insist that it wants to go up is very bullish to me. So I was happy to enter long today. I'm a little bit underwater now. This is obviously, we're at resistance. Not the brightest idea to enter long at resistance, but I'm going to give this time just because all these other entries have been so good. And I also am kind of bullish with the liquidity situation into month end. With gold making new highs, the fact that we're not really in a recession in the US, the risk of recession is receding. I think Bitcoin is going to start paying attention to the levels of liquidity that are rising in the way that gold has been. Could take a little while, September or so. Seasonality wise, not a good month for Bitcoin. But we're in a halving year, so seasonality to me is kind of a very limited data set. It's a halving year, so literally 75% of your data points are kind of irrelevant. So yeah, let's see what happens. But yeah, so I've held this. If I zoom in onto the hourly, I entered up here and we dumped sympathy dump with TradFi basically. Let's just turn this off, clean this up a bit. So pretty nasty choppy price action, but it seems to be turning around here. Let's turn the stock on. Stock is bottoming, turning around here. So let's see what happens into daily close. I think this is going to be fine if you just give it a day or two. This uptrend is still pretty much intact. Looks good to me. So in terms of a target, still the most important thing for me on the Bitcoin daily chart is to reclaim this 200-day MA. Let's see, inputs, not that. Which is up here. Pretty much dead center with this volume node at 63K. Yeah, 63,029 is where the 200 is. And, you know, here it took 8 days to reclaim. We lost it, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, more or less. So, yeah, I'm thinking we're going to challenge this quite soon. A lot depends on where the daily closes today. We're going to claim this volume node here. If I zoom in, recent price action has been a lot of volume at this 61K level. So first port of call, we need to get above here, hopefully into the daily close today. If not today, then maybe tomorrow. Although Fridays are often not great days. But let's see what happens. Then we need to get above this 200-day MA. Someone asked me where I would look to exit this trade. So that means we need to look at a target. And you've got a very defined level here, ignoring the trend line because you've got a downtrend as well. But I think there's a lot of liquidity resting up at these highs here, at this 72K level, basically. So 72K is basically what I would hope to see on this long. Provided we can reclaim here, get above here. There's quite a lot of work to do. But these crosses have been good. Let's turn it back on. These MA crosses have been good signals. And this was a big dump. See the giant volume candle here. We took a lot of downside liquidity here. I think the path of least resistance is up into month end with liquidity increasing. So yeah, I will stop myself out if we break this uptrend, which is still intact on the hourly. Like you got quite a nice uptrend, higher lows being printed. If that structure breaks, I'll stop myself out. So far, it still looks fine. If TradFi can stop dumping, I mean, they're going to be jitters into Jackson Hole tomorrow, so we might have to wait until after that and see what happens. But yeah, this kind of level is what I'll be looking to close at. What I did say in chat this morning, someone asked me, what is your exit criteria? Also, if we hit this RSI level here at about 67, where we've reversed in the past, reversed over here at 67, reversed over here at 67. If we hit that, I'll take a lot of profit, 70% profit. I would look to take if we hit that level, wherever that might be. It might not be at 72k, could come sooner. And we might pump through there. If we're going to new highs, we're definitely going to, RSI is going to look more like this. We're going to go like into the 80s. But I will de-risk if we hit this level because we reversed twice here before. I'll leave like 30% of the trade in. And then obviously if this crosses bearish, I'm out completely because this is my entry trigger and that invalidates the whole trade. Yeah, so that's my Bitcoin trade. I closed a bunch of trades earlier just because I didn't like the chop. I've been longing DeFi stuff in and out relatively quickly, making nice profits. Today's newsletter chart looks really great at resistance. So if you're cautious, you may want to wait until we're above here. So yeah, this is Compound Finance, another DeFi 1.0 protocol that is making or proposing some changes to return fees to users, similarly to AAVE. I'm not clear on the details and that stuff. I'm a chart guy. I'm not a fundamentals guy, but it seems like there's a strong move to pitch DeFi, especially the Lindy protocols that date back to DeFi summer, that have been around through the bear markets, that have survived the bear markets. They're tightening themselves up basically to try and appeal to TradFi, which is fantastic. That's exactly what Ethereum needs. And, these market caps are pretty tiny, relatively speaking. If we get TradFi money coming into these yields producing protocols, market caps can go, 50x from where they are today. What is AAVE? Not even 2 billion, 100 million. I'm not sure what the comp market cap is. But yeah, just to talk about the chart, this is my wheelhouse really. You can basically see there's been some repeating patterns here. We've got this uptrend here with a deviation here, a wick below here, but otherwise it's a pretty clean uptrend. And then you have these interim downtrends that price pumps out of. Here again, here. Didn't pump here, but grinded up. And then once it claimed the resistance, flipped it, it pumped from there. And these pumps are making higher highs. So yeah, I'm pretty kind of keen to see how this develops. If this uptrend persists, we're going up here, which is 120, 130. That's a 2.3x from where we are now. And this is a nice chunky weekly candle. If we can keep this as solid as it is, hopefully move up beyond this point of control before the weekly close. But even if it closes here, it's a very bullish engulfing candle off this trend line. Liquidity taken down here. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me that this would, unless Bitcoin enters a bear market or we get horrific price action on Bitcoin, then obviously all bets are off. But it's looking really strong here. And above this level, I think we can pump pretty hard. So yeah, I'm long comp. This level up here. There'll be some resistance here from all this price action over here. And then there's kind of an uptrend on RSI as well, which I'll kind of watch. Maybe not that clean, but this is an area to watch as well in terms of strength of the moves. So yeah, interesting chart. We put it in like 3 weeks ago, and it immediately dumped out of the trend, but all that got bought back up. So this is really a bullish sweep of the lows here, taking this liquidity here. Now that it's been taken, it doesn't make sense for us to come back down there, especially with the bullish DeFi meta at the moment. So yeah, this looks really good. Oh yeah, and this is just a tweet from Tom Dunleavy highlighting central bank liquidity injections by People's Bank of China, how that's correlated with big Bitcoin moves in the past, just to make this bigger. So basically, this is the PBOK balance sheet as it's been drawn down. I guess that means they're pumping money into the markets. Oh, no, right. Okay. So, yeah. So, this is it pumping and Bitcoin pumping with it. So, yeah, I have similar feelings about the PBOK injections. There's a nice TED Talks macro indicator in TradingView, which I've been using. So, what I tend to do is just turn this into a line. This is total injections, turn this stuff off, and then just change this into a more usable color. And if you look on lower time frames, just get rid of that. Yeah, so this is the daily chart. I don't know why we're looking at comp. We should really be looking at Bitcoin with this thing. Bitcoin chart up. You can see that this looks like it's building up to a big move. And China's in recessionary conditions, so they are easing. Yeah, so, you know, this looks like it's definitely bottomed. You can see similar sort of pattern over here, just before the big run up from 28K up to the highs, 74K. So yeah, this looks bullish to me. And then this is just some more sour grapes and anger about the Tron pump. Everyone keeps telling me that you know, Justin Sun's gonna wreck us all. He's gonna steal our money. Don't long Tron. It's a scam, etc. Usually, I'm the one advocating for tiny things. Don't fade the hype. Blah blah blah. But she already waits into the current weekly. So he's saying we're late to the move. Tron's fact. It's gonna roll over and scam work us down to the, I don't know, to Hades, whatever. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that shit. Personally, I don't really care. I mean, this doesn't look great, I'll be honest. But I think we consolidate here. Like for Tron, I want to see this weekly close above this level. This is the level for me. Highest weekly close back all the way back in April 2021. Highest weekly close 1430. If this weekly closes above 1430, I think we're probably going to get continuation. Just on a purely technical basis, it's kind of obvious. This is a cup and handle that's taken 4 years to play out, 3 years to play out, 3.5 years to play out. And if you zoom in, there's another one here within the cup and handle. Yeah, just super bullish charts. The fact that Tron is printing more Tether than Ethereum, like 19 billion Tether printed on Tron so far this year on Tron rails. I think the number for ETH is 13 billion. The ETH market cap is what, 300 and something billion. The Tron market cap, something like, I don't know, 14 billion. Here it is, yeah. Yeah, 13 billion. I mean, this is the main use case for crypto, remittances. Remittances are big money. I think this thing's undervalued, and that's what the chart's telling you too. So, I don't know. You may think that Justin Sun is the worst person on earth. And yes, he is a grifter, probably a scammer, one of the litany of Forbes 30 under 30 grifters alongside Elizabeth Holmes and Sam Bankman-Fried. But, I literally don't really give a fuck who the founder of this thing is. It's going higher unless this weekly gets smashed all the way back down under 14 cents. My base case is this is going higher. This PA looks pretty ugly, but it's due for some consolidation. This is probably the low. If we look at RSI, someone asked me where to enter Tron this morning, and if you just look at the hourly RSI, you can see it's been giving pretty. I did a little trade earlier today where I entered over here. Whenever this hourly comes down to this 35 and below level, tends to be a good entry here and here and here and here again. This is really left curve basic shit. I close this trade up here, but I'll look to re-enter. This looks kind of weak here, but let's see what happens. Obviously, everything's been selling off a bit with the TradFi weakness. I think high time frame on the weekly, this thing's definitely going higher. Cool, moving on to kerosene. I still have no real idea what the fuck this thing does. I bought a small bag. Grant told me to. Not me directly, but he posted it in his channel, and he's usually on the money. Compared it to Pandora, which was a move that I completely missed. So out of pure FOMO and the fact that he's been right so many times, I went and bought a little bag of this thing. Got in down here somewhere, I think, on this pullback, and it looks pretty good so far. Made a lower high here, but let's see what happens. Quite big FTV to market cap, but if it's some kind of revolutionary protocol, they got some kind of decentralized stablecoin thing going on. I don't want to try and talk about fundamentals. I'm really clueless, but I'll just watch the chart. It looks pretty good. A lot of volume here. I'm not too sure what happened. Some kind of news event. I need to go into Web3 alerts and start following this thing. Go and take a look at the website and whatnot. So yeah, I might even add to this if it comes back down here. Let's have a look at where the VWAP is. Yeah, it's kind of down here. So if we get onto this level, might add a little bit to this bag. That's only like 25% from here. Let's see what happens. Let's turn on the volume profile. The resolution app. Yeah, it's not giving you. I mean, this is kind of a level here. Still relatively new chart. If we come down here, probably a good place to add. And then this is a request from Small to have a look at DMT. Not a whole lot has changed since last time I looked at this. I think it was over here a few days back. Let's extend this range out. VWAP sitting right here at the point of control. Looks like it's trying to bottom. Like hardly any volume though. Yeah, the structure's pretty ugly, like a big ass head and shoulders. We really want to get some daily closes and preferably a weekly close back inside this range to make any bullish kind of arguments that we're going back up here, back to this 93 level. Then once you claim that, you could look at taking the liquidity that's resting up here. And then you've got a volume node up here at 130. But yeah, it just looks kind of dead at the moment. Not dead, but not much happening. Not much volume. Really anemic kind of price action. Needs to catch a bid. This is the support that's holding it up at the moment from all this PA over here. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about DMT. Never really got involved here because when Grant was showing it, I was tempted, but I noticed that there's a giant bull div on the weekly, here on the daily as well. Price went higher here. RSI could not get above 70, and I was like, fuck, I'm not buying this thing. And lo and behold, giant sell-off followed immediately afterwards. So I also have no fucking idea what this thing does. Some kind of gaming platform, some kind of dream machine, metaverse, I don't know. Who knows? But it looks kind of ugly, to be honest. It needs to get back above this 60 level. Oh, and then the other one was TAO, which is a happier story. This was just a Bitcoin monthly. Let's not go with that. Yeah, so this is the TAO monthly. Looks pretty decent. Nice big wick on that. A lot of buyback. Let's zoom in to the daily. Change this to a log chart, because then we have our trend line. It's kind of a scrappy trend line, but we've got two touches here. I thought maybe we pull back before pumping into month end, but it looks like this trend line might break in the near future. This is a bullish daily candle, so let's just make this bigger. Where is the 200 MA on this thing? Oh, it's quite high up here at 430. But yeah, this looks bullish, and this is a long ass downtrend going back to 7th of March. While majors have been consolidating, this thing has just been down only until this big wick. Again, big volume, downside liquidity taken. I'm bullish on this protocol, on Bitensor platform, whatever you want to call it. This the main decentralized AI platform. I mean, this is our foil against corporate AI. Everyone knows. I mean, everyone's seen Terminator. Corporate AI is not a vibe. That's not how we want to roll. We're just average meat puppets, and the big corporations are not acting in our interests. We need some kind of equitable, decentralized AI solution, and this is the best one we have going at the moment. So yeah, let's see. This is quite a solid reaction. This 4-hour candle did a spinning top thing, closed red, and it looks like pressure is being applied to this trend line. So we may get some nice upside violence when this breaks. We had a fake out here. I mean, this is early days, and we've had some shitty majors price action. But if Bitcoin's going back up to 72K, then this thing is probably going to break to the upside, and it's probably not going to do this. It's probably just going to break from somewhere over here in the next, I don't know, if not this week, then maybe next week. Let's have a look at the weekly. Weekly looks decent, chunky weekly. Be nice to see this push through maybe on Sunday into the close. Yeah, when this breaks, I don't know. I might wait for the close. We had a fake out there. I don't want to get bull trapped. Maybe just wait for a daily close through this trend line to long this thing. And then probably what I'll do is I won't buy a full bag at the outset. I'll buy kind of half a bag and see what happens. Maybe you get a pullback, retest it before you go up. I don't know. Just got to wait and see how it plays out. I'm trying to enter positions kind of a bit slowly at the moment, and not even at the moment, over the last couple of months, really. In this limited liquidity environment, things pump and then they pull back and then they pump from there, and it often makes sense to enter with half a bag and then just add to your position when you get the pullback. I added to my Bitcoin position today when it pulled back. I left some room to add. So, it's just a good rule of thumb for entering trades. When we get up only and banana zone, all that shit going, then you don't have to worry about that. But, at the moment, we've got more coins than money to buy the coins. So you've got to be a bit careful. Cool. That's about half an hour, I think. Oh, here we go. I've got some people in the chats. GM Henry. Updates on DeFi 1.0. So yeah, we looked at comp. Let's have a look at AAVE, see what that's doing. It's been the star of the show. It's kind of correcting a little bit here. Maybe a little bit of consolidation. To zoom in on 4 hour. Just trying to turn around here. Just look at the stochastic and the RSI. So I kind of want to add on pullbacks to AAVE. See, even the 4 hour stock has come all the way down. It's come down really quickly. That's a bullish sign that it wants to bottom so soon. Could be a good place to add a little bit to my position. I don't want to be premature, but you can see the 1 hour RSI turnaround here. See a little trend line there. So yeah, I might add a little bit of AAVE. There's a bit of a volume node here acting as support. If Bitcoin's turning around here, which it looks like it should be, I don't know. Let's wait and see. Let's go back to AAVE. Yeah, so this thing's pumped pretty hard. I don't know. I'm just maintaining a core position and adding on pullbacks, selling a little bit on the rips. Stocks turned up on the hourly. It looks good to add a little bit over here. 4 hour, you've got this nice RSI uptrend. Maybe we have one more push to the upside before we get a proper pullback. I don't know. So basically, I'm trading this thing on the monthly. So that's why I say keep a core position, because the entry trigger for this was this MA cross that happened all the way back in January. And nothing really happened until this month when we got all these proposals to return fees to holders, changing a bunch of other stuff, all bullish proposals that have yet to be approved as far as I know. But you can see how the stock has reacted. And we've got this trend line breakouts. I think we're going to get a really nice monthly close and keep going from there. Yeah. Thoughts on Uni and Zero? Oh yeah, I saw someone shilling Uni today. Let's have a look. Haven't really looked at it in a while. I saw Zero was looking decent today. I did close my position the other day because I was flying. And also it looked like I was going to get a lower entry, but I don't think I did. I don't think the opportunity presented itself. But anyway, let's just get rid of this MA. Let's have a look at the daily. Yeah, I mean, this thing doesn't look that great to me. I mean, that's a nice daily candle yesterday. This looks like it's kind of topping out. Bottomed at 4, moved up to 7. I don't know. To me, like a big Ethereum centric coin like Uni, you need ETH to do something for this thing to pump, because if ETH price pumps, then you're going to get more users on Uni. I'm not too clear on the fundamentals of what's happening on Uni and what's happening over there, fee switch and all that stuff. I suspect this will come back down to this. You'll get another entry down here at like 626. Nice price action yesterday, breaking up out of this consolidation. But yeah, this is a big level at $8. Let's zoom out a bit. Yeah, I mean, saying that, let's have a look at ETH BTC, the dreaded ETH BTC chart, the chart of pain. So Vitalik started bull posting, and I kind of half shit posted that the generational bottom is in for ETH. But I actually genuinely believe that if Vitalik can stop with the long form philosophy tweets and just post bulls with the ETH price and arrows pointing up and shit like that, that's kind of what we need. Need some left curve shit coming out from Vitalik or anybody really. I mean, all these guys like Bankless and Sassel, like Bankless actually, for all their annoying traits and their scammy Bankless style shit, they do have some good in the weeds content, but you just need some left curve price number go up tweets. So yeah, if Vitalik can keep that shit up, you need to get above here. This is the big level. I'm going to leave this in because this could well have been the generational bottom for ETH BTC. And then this is the trend line of doom. Let's just turn this back to regular. Here we go. Trend line of doom pretty much kicked off the very day when ETH converted to proof of stake. If it is going to turn around, then the top of the trend line, you know, if you're going to take this trade, the top of the trend line is where you want to de-risk. There's a big volume node here as well. I know the duck's been trying to long ETH. Let's just look at the USD pair. I think it had a decent candle today. Oh no, let's have a look. Look at the daily. Yeah, I don't know. It's just chop, man. Just chop. Nothing really happening. Nothing to get excited about here. So yeah, with Uni, I would wait to see for ETH to do something. I mean, unless it just starts pumping, but I don't think it will unless ETH's getting some more users, some more volume coming through it. Not aware of any of the fundamental setup with Uni, fee switch or whatever's happening there. I don't know. Zero. Let's look at that quickly, and then I've got a dash because I've got to go pick someone up. Yeah, this looked better today. I almost longed it today, but this chop has been painful, so it's nice that we're on top of this volume node here. If that holds into daily close, I don't like this upside wick because this has obviously been a reversal level for price. And then if I zoom out, the big levels up here at 380. So yeah, I've tried to long this thing a couple of times and close trades early because of what's happening here with this chop and just reversing. I initially wanted to target $4, but we haven't got past this level. So yeah, this could well just come down and chop around a bit more. Super bullish on zero long term. Anything that's, you know, is interchain or, you know, helping with chain abstraction or tying all our disparate L1s together. See, I don't like this toppy stochastic either. And it's rolling over on the 4-hour. So yeah, tempted to long it, but I'm not going to get involved until we start closing up here. And yeah, it could pop quite hard once we once we clear this level. But yeah, I don't like the look of that. Same indicator. Yeah. Yeah, that's zero. Probably better to DCA spot if bullish on zero. Yeah, DCA is a good option. Just zoom out to the weekly. Weekly is actually like kind of grinding higher. So DCA is not a bad option. Yeah, I just don't like this choppy price action. Like relatively decent 4-hour candle here, and then just nuked down, stuck below this level again. This is rolling over. I mean, if you are going to DCA, I guess, I mean, that's your best option. Just fire and forget. What you can also do is accumulate when it's oversold. So this is often a strategy that I'll employ. Although it's not very clean on this chart, but on the 15-minute, you can see whenever the 15-minute chart is under 30, you can set alerts for this kind of stuff. Or you could make a bot that buys when RSI is under 30. So this kind of catches these bottoms for you, catches this bottom here, catches this bottom here again. That's not a bad option. This doesn't look too bad, but I'm cautious. I'll be cautious with this. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I've got to dash off to go and pick someone up, but I'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, I've been for less chop tomorrow. It's been a kind of frustrating day. Cool. Chat to you later.